Everyone, I believe we are live on the Formula Botanica Facebook page. My name is Anna and I am the Deputy Education Manager at Formula Botanica. And today I am very excited to be hosting this live session on the topic of our Diploma in Organic Haircare Formulation. And just to let everybody know, enrollment is now open for all of our courses, which is really, really exciting. And I'm joined by our amazing student mentor, Suzanne. Suzanne, welcome. And can you tell us a little bit about what you do at Formula Botanica?
Hi, Anna. Thanks so much. And hello, everybody. I am a graduate, a student as well, and I am a student mentor for Formula Botanica. And my focus is hair. So anything hair, I love. So it's great to be here. Thank you.
Yes, it's so wonderful to have you, Suzanne, because I know your passion truly is hair and hair care. So it's really, really great to have you chatting today. And this session will be for anybody who is interested in our Diploma in Organic Hair Care Formulation. We will sort of cover everything that you need to know about the course, who's it for, what is covered, and all of the specific details. So do let us know if you have any questions. We will be checking those throughout the session. We've got our amazing student experience team also in there answering questions as well. So if you have any questions on the topic of the Diploma in Organic Hair Care Formulation, please do let us know, drop them in the chat, and we will be covering those for you. So I want to start off just by talking about who this course is for, because last week I did a live with my colleague Ken and we talked at length about the Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation, and we did pre-warn people before we opened for enrollment that our courses will be going up. This is your last chance to enroll at these prices. So we will talk about that a little bit more in a second. But we covered extensively what is involved in the Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation. So if you are interested in becoming a skincare formulator, that video should still be available for you to catch up on. And we went through everything in detail. We're going to do a similar thing now for hair care. And this course is for people with some prior formulation experience. So with our Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation, we said if you are a complete beginner, that is not a problem for this course. But for hair care, you do need some prior formulation experience, and you need to be able to cover some of the criteria that we ask that you need to fulfill the requirements for the course. And one of those requirements will be you need to be able to work confidently with a variety of different ingredients, preservatives, emulsifiers, surfactants, that kind of thing. You need to be confident in making an emulsion. You need to be confident working with essential oils. And so there is a list where you can check the criteria exactly, which our colleagues in the student experience team will post up for people so that you can check if this course is for you. If you're not sure, you can always reach out to the team as well. They are so, so helpful. So you do need some formulation experience and you do need to be confident, because unlike the Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation, we are jumping straight into more complex formulas in this course.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. And I just wanted to mention that I think studying the Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation is a big bonus. And you really need to be able to get a hold of how to just better understand how to make emulsions. That is really, really key, because when you're working with hair care, in many instances, you're working with surfactants and combining them into a base formulation that you're making as an emulsion. So yes, definitely very advisable to look at the Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation first if you haven't studied hair or hair care formulations.
Yes, absolutely. And we had a question last week actually about somebody asking, can you study both at the same time? And my advice was start with the Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation. Once you get a certain way through the course, there's no reason why you can't look at hair care as well, but you have to have reached that confidence level with emulsifying and different surfactants and things. So yeah, you can combine the two, but we always recommend that you start with the Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation, because that gives you a fantastic foundation and it teaches you how to become a formulator.
Yes.
Once you're a formulator, if you then want to specialize in hair care, either making hair care for yourself and friends and family, or, launching a brand with hair care, then the hair care course is then for you once you've reached that point. So that is who it is for. The cost of the course is £675, and I will say it again, but the prices are going up for the next enrollment. So do take advantage now. You've got very generous times to complete your courses. So take advantage. If this is something you've been wanting to do for a while, make that leap now before the prices go up. And enrollment is open at the moment, and I can see my colleagues posting links, so that is fantastic.
Certainly a great opportunity, Anna. For me, I think it was an opportunity to do something for myself. I had been in the publishing industry before and working with seniors, and I used to always say there's no such thing as retirement. It's all about reinvention.
Yeah.
So I think, and then I realized it's not just when you're turning that golden age, 50, 60, 70 years old, that you're reinventing yourself. I think you should always want to reinvent yourself. So this is a great opportunity for you to think, what about me? What do I deserve? What am I interested in? So, you got to make that leap. You have to think about, investing in your own life and your future and learning always.
I love that, Suzanne. That is so inspirational and so true. And I used to work in schools once, but very many years ago, and a head teacher once said to me, we're preparing children for jobs that don't yet exist. And you think about the jobs market, you think about the way the world works. People are now thinking about careers that before would have never been available to them. Formulator is not a career that anybody would have said, oh, would you like to do this? And now this is accessible to people. And all of our courses are online as well, which makes them accessible to such a wide, we've got students in 175 countries plus. We enrolled over 15,000 students, which is just incredible. So yeah, it's really very exciting to see people contemplating different avenues. And we've got lots of people who, may have thought about formulating skincare, but may not have thought about formulating hair care. And actually the hair care market is still wide open for natural and organic products.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Lots of
I mean, it's such an amazing thing, because even if you have learned how to create skincare formulations and you've developed your own indie beauty brand, this is an opportunity for you to add on to that as well, because the hair care industry is so untapped. It's such an untapped niche that really needs to be explored. If you go out there and you look for a truly natural hair care formulation, they're scarce, they're hard to find, but people are looking for that. It's such a growing industry. We're looking how to look after our own hair naturally and our families. And then, so if you can do that for yourself, for your families, for your friends, and then also develop your own niche hair care brand, then it's such an amazing opportunity. And Formula Botanica has done that for me. So I'm glad that we're talking about this.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll talk a little bit more about your experience later on, Suzanne, because you've got so much great information to share with people about your experience of being a student. But as you said, the hair care market is so open wide, it's untapped still. There's so many different opportunities really to create amazing products for hair. I think I must have tried thousands of skincare products. I've been in the natural organic industry for over 10 years now, and I've had lots of amazing opportunities to try different products. Hair care is still a rarity in terms of brands launching. We'll give some amazing graduate stories a little bit later on, but there is still so much that people can do. So that's fantastic. Talking about sort of the transformation, what can you expect from this course? So when we talked about the Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation, we said that you would come out of that course a formulator. So we're thinking that you're already going into this as a formulator, but you will come out able to formulate hair care for a variety of different people, a variety of different hair types. And that's really important. We do cover all the different hair types in the course. And you will be able to create cleansing products, conditioning products, styling products. It's a really wide range within the course. And hopefully Suzanne can show us as well some of the amazing things that you've created as part of the course. But you will be able to walk away with creating safe, stable and sellable products. So you can launch a business off the back of this course if you want to.
Yes, definitely. It's such a great opportunity. There's so much to learn in the Diploma in Organic Haircare Formulation. There is just such a wide range of formulations that you learn. So as you mentioned, you're not only just looking at something as a DIY, recipe that you're looking for, but you're customizing for the different types of hair, for the different porosities of hair. And it's great. It's such an amazing thing. I love it.
And hair is actually incredibly interesting, because I think hair care is sometimes even more individual than skincare. And so really understanding who you're formulating for and why is really important. And I think this course sets you up to understand all of those things, which I love. I get lost in the theory behind, why you would formulate a certain way for different hair types. I think it's fascinating.
Oh, it is fascinating. And like, as you mentioned, whether you have straight, curly, coily hair or wavy hair, they all behave differently. And within those 4 different types of hair, there are more different types of hair. So it's not as easy as saying, I want to create a shampoo. So you really need to learn who you're creating this for. What's their hair like? What does it behave like? Are you looking to use oils, different carrier oils that will penetrate or that will seal the hair? So it really matters. This is why this course is so fantastic, because it'll teach you exactly how to design something so that later on you can create it for that specific hair type.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to go through broadly the structure of the course, all of our courses are entirely online, self-paced, and the diplomas will have a mixture of sort of self-assessment in terms of quizzes, and then also tutor assessments in terms of projects that you have to submit. There's a project at the end of this one. But the overall study hours that we sort of say this course takes is 100 hours. And we have all of this listed on the prospectus. So if you want to go and have a look at sort of any of these things, that will all be available to you. And there's 6 modules in the course. And with the same as we did with the Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation, we start you off with some theory. We start you off with hair care science and the anatomy of the hair and the scalp. And, absolutely fascinating, as we've already said, but so important to understand to be able to formulate hair care. Then we move on to hair care ingredients, and we cover a really wide variety of ingredients. I'm sure, Suzanne, you'll agree that there's quite a lot in the course on ingredients.
There is quite a lot. And that's something that I've talked about quite extensively, is that the information that Formula Botanica provides for this course is a lot of the research and a lot of the homework has been done for you. You still have to obviously, plug in, put your head down and work hard and do a lot of research, because there are just so many thousands and thousands of beautiful plant-based, herbal, ingredients. But there's so many that are being launched constantly that it's nice to be able to have the backing and the support of a school that's going to help you through it. So you're not just thrown into the walls and said, here, good luck with your course. You actually have access to so much, but I'm sure you'll go through that. So yes.
Yeah, absolutely. There is lots in terms of tutor support and peer support. We offer so much. And if anybody hasn't watched it yet, there was a whole open day that we did where we showed people the platform that you will learn on, and which is award-winning, by the way, and all of the different things that come as part of the package of studying with Formula Botanica. And we had such great feedback on that. It was really lovely. I recorded a video so that people could see the e-learning platform and how it's structured. Module 2, we cover ingredients, lots of information there. And then we go into the formulation component of the course, and that's module 3, 4, and 5. And it's split into cleansing products, conditioning products, and then styling products. So you get a really wide variety of different products. And we don't just say, here's a shampoo formula.
Mm-hmm.
We have, shampoos for different hair types and different circumstances. So we will have shampoos for oily hair, shampoos for drier hair, and different hair types. So it's all laid out for you in the course, and you experiment with those different types of products. And
Yes.
then module 6, we move on to compliance, and that's obviously the different kinds of claims that you can make around hair care and all of those things. And if you want to do hair care as a professional business and you want to launch a business, then this is the module that will sort of really help you to get to that next level with it. Suzanne, was there any particular highlights for you in the course of formulas that you really enjoyed making?
Oh my goodness, I think I was really surprised by, as you mentioned, the vast amount of, the variety of things that you can make, because you're not just shown how to make a shampoo, but you're shown how you can design a shampoo that is either a clarifying shampoo, a cleansing shampoo, a 2-in-1 shampoo, shampoo bars, so a lot of solid cleansers, oleo gel, hair cleansers. So that's just shampoos. And then you're talking about conditioners. So there's the conditioning balms, conditioning masks, leave-in conditioners, spray-on conditioners, conditioning bars. I mean, there's just so much. So I think that was the one thing that really surprised me, is that when I signed up and I started learning through, I wasn't really aware of how the hair was structured, first of all. So that was my first introduction. How is hair made? How does your body make hair, and why? And how is it affected? So there was a big eye-opener. And then going through the different modules, there's so much information. And something that I've talked about often is this course is challenging, is going to challenge you. It's not easy. There's a lot to learn, but that's what I was looking for. So for me, it was perfect, because I didn't want to just follow a recipe. I didn't want to just, learn how to make something that I could wash my hair with. I wanted to know why. Why is it cleansing? Why is it that if you mix 2 surfactants, is not necessarily going to cleanse your hair as well as if you mix these other 2? Or why was it that some of the ingredients can penetrate into your hair strand and some cannot? So all of those things, I was blown away, and I was able to create amazing things from it. So
so lovely to hear, Suzanne. And like you said, creating really amazing, everybody can formulate, but creating really amazing hair care, it does require a little bit more thought perhaps than other products. I think because, as I said before, hair care is a little bit more unique, and you have to tailor it a little bit more. But, that's the great thing about the course, that it does go into slightly more depth. So like you said, if somebody's already an experienced formulator, really confident with skincare, and wants to jump in and learn hair care, this is just perfect for them.
Right, exactly.
Just to recap then, we will be putting the prices up for next enrollment. So we are open for enrollment now. You can enroll on our website, and we are going to be taking your questions. I can see lots of questions rolling in, so we're going to be getting to your questions soon. But I wanted just to mention our graduate page and say that we do have graduates who have launched their skincare business, and there's some amazing examples on the graduate skincare hair care business, they sell skincare and hair care. We have quite a few who cover both. So if you want to, have a look at the graduates page and see examples of people that have studied with us, then do feel free and go and have a look. I love looking at the graduates page. There's so many different people on there, and I just love seeing what everybody's up to and their businesses and their logos and everything. I think it's fantastic.
I know it's really inspiring, and I just wanted to mention that the one thing that I found really helpful is the fact that not only we can rely on the exclusive Formula Botanica online classroom where we can ask fellow students and graduates questions about the Diploma in Organic Haircare Formulation, but also we have an exclusive hair care study group that Formula Botanica has started, and there are many hair care formulator students and indie brand owners who are there just sharing their formulations and asking the questions that are specific to hair care formulating. So that's really, really helpful.
Yeah.
For me, and I just wanted to show a little bit about my journey and
yes, please, Suzanne, do tell us about where you started and where you are now. We want to hear.
Well, for me, it was like, as I mentioned, I guess I consider myself curious by nature. So I was always the natural, organic follower in terms of from diet and from, things that I cleaned my house with to things that I would put on my girls when they were babies. So I was really curious to why is my hair not working? No matter what natural formulation I used, my hair was just a mess. I printed out a bit of a picture to show. I don't know if you can see it, but that was what my hair was looking like before. And it was very, very dry and frizzy, and it was frustrating because I felt like I needed to, number one, I felt like I needed to wash it every day, which you really don't have to do. And I'm so glad I can wash my hair every 4 or 5 days now without looking like a grease ball. So then I picked up one shampoo that I liked until I learned that it was actually a liquid soap. And I tried to learn how to make it, and I was incredibly frustrated with how much more dry my hair was becoming. And then I came across Formula Botanica, and I thought, I need to learn how to make these things. And studying the Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation gave me a really good base to understand more about what goes into a formulation, how to become a formulator, not just a DIY recipe follower. So I learned and I went through that course, which taught me an incredible amount of formulations and just about the skin in general. And then I had to take the Diploma in Organic Haircare Formulation because that's where my passion is. I always say to everybody, come to the hair side. So, you must learn about hair. It's so untapped. It's such a great opportunity. And I learned how to make things like, shampoo bars, even shampoo bars that are for blonde hair to take the brassiness away, some leave-in conditioners, some hair gels that I've made. These are my tester bottles. Otherwise, I don't use plastic. Some scalp treatments that actually can help and strengthen the follicles and strengthen your hair, so you can put this on and walk around with beautiful hair without it looking greasy. And then some nighttime hair serums that are for specific to restore the microbiome in your scalp. Because when you're dealing with hair, you're dealing with two things, and that's something that I never actually thought about, is you're not just dealing with hair, but you're dealing with skin.
Yes.
Because the scalp, skin. So you need to learn both. So there's a lot of information there.
And so many people suffer with their scalp, don't they? Different things just not working for them, or different products not working for them. And sometimes it can be tricky to find out why.
Yes. And I mean, this is why when it comes to hair care, you're dealing a lot with pH. You need to balance the pH because the scalp will need one pH, while the hair really likes a different type of pH. So to balance all of that out, it's just so amazing. I can't speak enough about it. But then I created this what I call my greasy bang fix for those days where you don't have a time to really have a shower, so you can, use that on your bangs, and some cleansing oleo gels for the hair. This is a fantastic thing for also for babies, because babies really don't need shampoo, but they need some cleansing, and sometimes they have cradle cap or other issues. So this is something that you can, learn to make as well. And I'm developing my own brand now because I'm so passionate about it, and I've just loved creating it. I've given my samples to so many people, and they say, "Oh, you should be selling this,"
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever got into formulating for the purpose of selling it. I was perfectly happy where I was, but it's just developed into such a passion. And as a student mentor for Formula Botanica, we laugh because all of the students say how addicting it is. Formulating is becoming addicting, so you're addicted to learning about the different ingredients that you can put in your hair and your skin, and so now I've got things like this that I'm developing. This is a powder to foam shampoo, and I mean, it's thanks to the courses that I've taken with Formula Botanica. So I have to share, and you can probably tell the excitement in my voice because I'm really passionate about this. I think that whether you're a single mother or a mother of young children, or you're in retirement years and looking for something exciting that you can learn, these courses really can change your life. So I'm really, really pleased.
Oh, so exciting, Suzanne. I can't wait to see your products, launched and out there in the world, because your passion for hair care is just absolutely infectious. And yeah, I can't wait to see it all on the shelves. And I'd love to try it as well. I'm keen to test hair care. I have plenty of it to test. I just want to share this comment because this is lovely. From Tina saying, "I can't wait to start the hair care course." And we can't wait to welcome you, Tina.
Yes, for sure. Yay, Tina.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, shall we jump in with some questions? Because I can see that there is a few already, and I will pull some up on screen and we will go through them. So
I need my glasses for these because I am in my early 50s, and for those of you who are as well, it's never too late to start. So there you go.
Yes, absolutely. Never too late at all. We have people studying with us in their 60s and 70s, which I think is amazing. So never too late at all. Ashley says, "My question is pretty general. I'm currently enrolled in the Organic Skincare and Entrepreneurship program and would later want to add hair care down the line. At any point you're ready, Ashley, get in touch with our amazing help desk, and the student experience team will be there to assist you as a current student to add hair care on to your current bundle. So that is not a problem at all. They will be delighted to hear from you. So yeah, that's not a problem." Lovely comment here from Simalisa. The hair care diploma is amazing and very rich, challenging in a good way, which I think mirrors what you've been saying, Suzanne. It is slightly more challenging, but in a really good way. And I joined last year because I was desperately needed the right products for myself. Well, I'm delighted that you're loving it, Simalisa. We love seeing what you create in the classroom as well. I've seen some of your posts and you create amazing things.
Oh yes, my goodness, Simalisa, I'm glad you commented that, because as I had mentioned, yes, it is a challenging course. You will not find this easy. You will be able to get through it because of the way it's structured and because of the type of support that you get from Formula Botanica in terms of, as Anna mentioned, from tutors that will help you one-on-one. You can ask your questions and the types of ingredients that you're looking for, and you get a lot of guidance. And the student mentors, which is something that I do, and there's six other student mentors that will help you as well. Your questions are answered every single day, and the help desk team. There's just such an amazing group of people that are helping out. So yes, you will find it challenging. You'll find it exhilarating, intriguing, because there's so much to learn. So yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Just pulling this one up. Are the diplomas government recognised in Canada? Is it considered college level or university level? So all of our courses are, as we've already said, entirely online, and they are accredited. So we are accredited. Let's see if I can get this right in one go, by the Open and Distance Quality Learning Council. There we go. I think I've got it right. And yeah, the courses are accredited. We are not attached to a university. This is not a course that's going to make you a cosmetic chemist. Our courses are designed for formulators, and we believe that anybody can formulate. So it is not a purely chemistry course or anything like that, but we are accredited, and our courses, have a great reputation around the world. So in terms of natural organic formulation, people know the name Formula Botanica, and they know it stands for quality. So I hope that answers that question for you, Ashley.
Yes, Ashley, and I'm glad you asked that question. I'm in Canada as well, and I can tell you that just to mention that you have studied with Formula Botanica, when you deal with suppliers and manufacturers of ingredients and companies where you can buy all your ingredients from, like all your cosmetic suppliers, and they're all aware of Formula Botanica, and it has a lot of pull, and there's a lot of respect when it comes to studying the courses with Formula Botanica. So that will be really amazing for you when people say to you, oh, but you're not a chemist, so what do you know about hair or about skin? You can say to them, I studied the Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation, the Diploma in Organic Haircare Formulation, and like me, I studied the Certificate in Stability Formulating and Preservation. So you can say to them, ask me about pH, ask me how the skin grows, ask me about microbiome and the different types of hair care that I can formulate. It's really inspiring to them. And then they'll say, oh, you know all that. How did you know all that? And you can say Formula Botanica. So this is how the reputation has grown for the students and the graduates. There are so many, as Anna mentioned, there are so many graduates that have gone to create amazing international brands that are recognized by everywhere around the world. So it's a big backing. You're not just studying one shampoo formulation in Google that you found, but you're learning the whole structure of hair, of skin. So yes, there you go. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Suzanne, for your input as well. I love this question. How inclusive is the diploma in organic hair care, especially for people with afro textured hair? Are there parts of the module that deal with that? Well, I'm going to let you chime in as well, Suzanne, but I will say we tried to be as inclusive as possible with this diploma and with all of our materials, actually. And you do learn about all the different hair types. There is no hair type that is excluded. And, the different formulas, there are different formulas in the courses that would cater for all of the different hair types. But I'm going to let you sort of jump in as well, Suzanne.
I love this question, Evado. I'm glad you asked that question, because that is something that I was very curious about when I started learning about hair care. I didn't want to just create hair for myself, like hair care products for myself, but I have 3 daughters. They all have different color hair, different texture hair, different length of hair. So it was important for me to learn that. And I was surprised that every single module and every lesson and every sample formulation deals with the different types of hair. So you're learning how to create formulations for straight hair, wavy hair, curly hair, and coily hair. And you get a lot of feedback from different formulators that have used the different products as well. And I think it's not just learning how to create a shampoo for straight hair or coily hair, but learning what the ingredients do in the hair. And that's the part that really makes a difference, because once you understand which, for example, which carrier oils can penetrate the hair strand and which ones can seal the hair strand, then you start to really understand the vast amount of ingredients that you can combine to create something for a specific type of hair. So I hope that helps, Avado. So yes, it is very inclusive. And so I would fear not.
Thank you, Suzanne. And it's a great question. And I will just say, this is generally on behalf of the education team. We are not standing still at Formula Botanica. We are behind the scenes, constantly looking. We know our courses are fabulous, but we're constantly looking at what we can improve, what we can make better. We love hearing your suggestions as students. We constantly want to make the student experience the absolute best it can be. So we're constantly looking at new ways to add even more value, really, for the courses.
Mm-hmm.
I just spotted one here about the course length. So let's tackle that one. So the school is at your own pace, but is there a time limit to get the course completed? Meaning, how long do I have access to the course once enrolled? So yes, there is a time limit on the courses. You have 2 years to complete the Diploma in Organic Haircare Formulation. Other courses might have slightly different timings. Our certificate courses, for example, are slightly less. But for the big diploma courses, you have 2 years to complete them. And that is very generous, really, because you're looking at 100 hours of study time. So it is completely possible to complete them in that time and have plenty of time to spare. And if you do complete the course, you still have access during those 2 years to the online materials, and then you have lifetime access to our online classroom where you can talk to your peers. So it really is fantastic.
Yes, to answer that, just to add on to what you said, for example, the way I calculated it was 100 study hours. If I spend 4 hours a day, then I'll get it done in a month.
Yes.
But the thing is that you need to take your time, because everybody studies in a different pace and everybody's schedule is different. So for example, if you're a parent and that has young children, my children were younger when I first started. So what I did was I did a calendar and I booked time for myself on that calendar. I would post it in my refrigerator and I would say to my family, these times and these days, pretend I'm not here. Otherwise you have kids saying, help me with this. And so it really depends on how dedicated you want to be to your schedule and what your life is like, because all of us have lives aside from this. Some of us work aside from studying. Some of us, have all the time in the world to study. So I don't know who, but anyway. So yeah, work at your own pace.
Yeah, it has to work around your life. And a point that I made last week was that, we have our student experience team are fantastic at helping you to set goals. We run live workshops around goal setting. We have study planners to help you plan out when you're going to do this. We provide you so much support to make it work for you. So we really do. We're so invested in our student success. We really want to see people do well in their courses and enjoy their experience with us as students. Another one here, do you have accelerated classes? Well, as we've said, this is self-paced. So, if you're looking to sort of move through materials slightly faster, then you can do that at your own pace. The knowledge within the courses is the same for everybody, no matter their starting points. We've already said you do sort of need some formulation experience for this, but also bear in mind, there is a heavy practical element to the course, so you can push yourself that bit further with it as well, depending on what you want to do and what you want to learn. So, you can experiment with more complex ingredients and really push your own learning. So that is also an option for you as well. I hope that answered your question, Asma. Let's have a look. Okay, got another one here. Tina says, I am a hairdresser and I have started making my DIY hair products, which are very good. I have enrolled with the Skincare Foundation. So I'm assuming you're talking about our skincare or get diploma in organic skincare formulation. And I needed to do hair care formulation. Do I have to finish the skincare or can I do them together? There is no reason if you have already, you say you have some formulation experience and you are confident. If you're confident in the things that we provide in the checklist, making an emulsion, working with a variety of ingredients, understanding essential oils, all of the things covered in the course, if you've reached a point in the course where you're confident you can move on to starting hair care, go for it. I don't see why you can't combine the two.
This is the reason why it's so customized to each person, because I think you know yourself better than anybody else. So if you think you can handle both courses at once, then go for it. But if you find it challenging, then step back, you know.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so we've got a student here who has done our diploma in organic skincare formulation, or currently a student, should I say, and they've learned a little bit about natural surfactants, and they want to know if the surfactant information in the hair care course is very different from that. They're sort of struggling to find different natural ingredients, especially natural surfactants for cleansing products. So do you want to take that one, Suzanne?
Yes, sure. As you know, there are just such a large amount of surfactants. So some of them that work for skincare will work for hair care as well. Some of them you want to combine a little bit differently, depending on what you're making. Some of them you will need to combine with an emulsifier, depending on what you're making. So for example, when I created this leave-in hair conditioner, I created it as an emulsion and then I added surfactants to it. And so it really, really depends on what you're making. So yes, you can use the same ones for skincare, but you know, you can choose out of the 200 different ones if you want to for hair care as well. So the Diploma in Organic Haircare Formulation will teach you how to work with a variety of surfactants specific for hair care. So once you complete your Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation and you move on to the Organic Haircare Formulation, you will learn about a lot more surfactants, I believe. It's a lot more in-depth.
Yes. Yeah, it is much more in depth. In the Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation, we give you the really good foundation on working with surfactants. And then we also cover surfactants again in our advanced diploma as well. So you've got the two different routes, but obviously surfactants are really key for hair care. So we do go into quite a lot of depth in the course on surfactants. Ashley's just said, where can I get those planners? I've been struggling with starting and staying focused. Ashley, I'm sure our student experience team are kind of covering that question for you in the comments. But any students who have any questions or, you know, anything after this webinar, feel free to reach out to our team, hello@formulabotanica.com, and they will assist you. The team are incredible. We are here to help.
Oh, Ashley, I feel you. I know what it's like as well. And the one thing I can recommend is, you know, start by printing yourself out or getting just at a cheap dollar store a calendar and just figuring out, you know, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays from 2 to 4 will be my time, or even 1 hour. And you have to write it down in your calendar, book it in your calendar. That really, really helped me. It may not work for you, but it's the one thing that really saved me, because I was able to find a little corner of my house where I closed the door and I would say, I put a sign actually, and I said, you know, I'm not here. And those are the times that I dedicated myself to it. And be realistic about your schedule as well. Even if you want to just dedicate 10 minutes or 15 minutes to go over some of the information that you want to focus on, learn, or formulate with. That'll really, really help you.
Yes, absolutely. And everybody deserves that time for themselves, and you have to consider this an investment. You know, and everybody has busy lives, really, but it really is worth that investment if you want to take your knowledge to that sort of next level, and
For sure.
really sort of you know, learn a new skill. Essentially, when I spoke to Ken last week, we sort of said, you know, by the end of the year, if you start our diploma in organic skincare formulation, you could call yourself a formulator by the end of the year. If you start this course, you can call yourself a hair care formulator by the end of the year. So it really is fantastic what you can achieve in 12 short months.
Oh, it is. And I think we deserve that time. I mean, for me, it was my three daughters got old enough to, you know, they could get up and make themselves lunch. And then I thought, what about me? Like, what is it about me? I've been dedicating my life to looking after my kids and raising them, and what do they need and things that they want to buy. What about me now? So that's when I thought I need to learn something, invest in myself, and learn something that I'm interested in, that will help me in the future. The kids will be grown and gone and doing their own business, but what about me? So I think we all deserve that time, for sure.
We do, definitely. I can see just a couple more questions that we could go through. So to recap on this one, because we have covered it at the beginning of the live, but just to go back to it, this course, you need to meet a certain amount of requirements in terms of your formulation skill and knowledge. So as a minimum, you need to be able to formulate an emulsion, work confidently with different ingredient types, including surfactants, essential oils. But all of that, there is a 6-point checklist. I think it's 5 or 6 points on the website. My colleagues from the student experience team have put that up for us. So you can go to the website, you can look at those, that checklist, and you can see whether this would be the right avenue for you now, or whether you would want to start with the Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation. And as I've said before, our student experience team are also here to answer any questions. So please do reach out if you have any further questions you want to ask. So yes, I think we're coming to an end of the questions. Some really lovely comments. I can't find it now. I wanted to show it, but one that said, "Suzanne, so inspirational." Thank you, Suzanne, for joining me today, because you have been incredible.
Thank you.
It's been a joy to talk to you. Your passion for this really does shine through. And I think we covered everybody's questions. I wasn't expecting to be live quite so long today, but they just kept coming and coming. So I hope this was helpful for everybody. And as I said, just a reminder that we are open for enrollment now, and you can check out all of our courses, our prospectus, and everything else on the website. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching, and thank you, Suzanne. You have been truly incredible this evening.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. And just remember that if you stay where you are now, you will never get anywhere. So you need to always move forward. So be sure to do this for yourself. Get yourself involved and do something for you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Suzanne. It was a pleasure. Thank you, everyone. And I can't wait to welcome everybody to our community studying hair care. It's going to be fantastic. Bye, everyone.